The number one challenge that most agents face when joining a new IMO or just coming to the industry in general is finances. Having the money to invest in their marketing, having the money to buy leads, CRM subscription fees, and all the above is really a big challenge for a lot of new agents. So as a lot of you guys know my story behind addiction, it wasn't until I was able to kick those habits that I was able to clear the mental brain fog of addiction. After 6 o'clock, it was always drinking, always worrying about what the next best food I was gonna eat. So once I cleared up some of that space in my mind and cleared that mental fog, that brain fog, well, I kind of had to figure out what the next level up in life was. So obviously we replaced the addiction and bad health habits with new improved health habits like working out, exercising, running. And one of the things that gets overlooked when it comes to personal development is really your financial health. And I look at financial health personally just as importantly as I like to look at my mental health and as I look at my physical health as well, okay? Now I'm coming to you guys and I'm hoping that this video strikes a chord with some of you guys and maybe even opens up your mind a little bit to the benefits of credit, how we're able to use credit, leverage that to scale your business and do things you never thought were ever possible. Now, when I first got started, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I did not have good credit. I actually went to a third-party place called LendCred who specializes in funding small businesses. And the one thing that I wanted to do was actually get into real estate. I was very into tax distressed properties, fixing and flipping them. I was trying to get like an FHA loan, trying to house hack, whatever you want to call it. Whatever way I could get my foot in the door into real estate, I was trying to get into that. And my credit was like a 540 at the time. Like I just didn't have good credit. Now this is before I was even a life insurance agent. So what I did was I got with LendCred and I paid them, I think it was $1,500 to essentially fix my credit profile, get my financial status into a situation for banks to be able to fund me and approve me for loans to jump into real estate, right? So that was kind of like my first introduction on how credit enhancement, credit repair kind of works. And so while I was getting my credit worked on, I understood that it was a journey. It's gonna take about 6 months to a year to get my credit into a space where I would be approved for funding, where I could get money to leverage into any business essentially that you wanted to. Now, along the way, guys, I learned so many invaluable tools. I learned so much about financial literacy that affected and impacted the way that I would do business in the future from like here on out. I mean, it's very, very important that we understand how this works. Now, from a baseline perspective, you don't need to get into the weeds and all that stuff about the different FICO scores. You have a different mortgage score for different, there's like 15 freaking FICO scores out there. You don't need to know all that, okay? This is really gonna be for people who are kind of like borderline new to credit, or maybe they have made bad decisions in the past that is currently affecting their credit today, which isn't really fair. Like you might've made mistakes 7 years ago, 6 years ago, and you are still paying the price for making those mistakes. This right here, guys, I'm gonna let you know, last month, I had started a new program that increased my credit score 30, I think it was 30 points. It could have been 40 points. And that was just on the first round, and I got 6 rounds. So I have 5 more rounds left to go. And I might even bring you guys along with this client of mine that we're gonna be increasing their credit score as well. And it's gonna open them up to funding and stuff like that for marketing. So it was very hard for me to be in a position to not have a good credit score, to drop $2,000 on leads, drop $1,000 on leads and just go ahead and work that. That's not the right way to actually do it. What I would recommend, if you have no credit or you have credit cards and your score is kind of stagnant, there's 3 things that I would recommend. The first thing that's probably gonna make the biggest impact is lowering your credit utilization below 10%, okay? The reason that it needs to be below 10% is because credit card companies are looking and evaluating how much you're leaning on your credit to be able to make your payments every month. Are you using your credit card for bills, for gas? Are you using credit in a way that allows them to make more money, but also increases your risk profile and your risk factor in their credit decision, right? So once you drop that credit utilization below 10%, they could possibly increase your score. They could possibly even offer you and extend you a higher line of credit. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean use less than 10% of what is available to you. That just means that you need to be aware of your date, like what date your statements come out, because you want to actually use as much as your credit allows you to before your statement date comes out and be able to pay that balance all the way off if possible. So that way you could show that you're using your card, but your utilization is lower and you don't actually need the credit. You're not using it to float your bills every month. The second thing that I'm gonna recommend is go ahead and use your card to buy things that you already are going to buy. For example, if you're a life insurance agent and you're already buying leads, you're cash flowing capital from your advances on all of your policies that are getting approved, all of your policies that are getting issued, right? So you're gonna take some of that percentage, okay, and you're gonna reinvest that back into your business, whether that be into leads, whether that be into state licenses and stuff like that. Go ahead and use that same money that you were just gonna buy leads with, use your credit card instead and just pay off the balance at the end of each month. That way you can go ahead and get all the rewards points and things of that nature and show the companies that, hey, look, I don't actually need your credit card, but I'm responsible in using it. And eventually they're gonna increase that line as well. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what is that gonna do for you as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, to have these increases in credit lines. Now, some of the things that actually will affect you, these are gonna be the top things to make sure that, if possible, to make sure that you don't have. The number one thing, guys, is not what you think it is. It's not inquiries. A lot of people think it's inquiries. The inquiries don't matter. They don't really matter that much, okay? The number one thing, guys, is gonna be late payments. When you have late payments on your credit report, it just smashes your score. It drops your score down. It increases your risk profile and enhances your liability to the credit companies, okay? They do not like seeing late payments. There's plenty of ways to mitigate late payments. You can call the company before it becomes late. You guys can negotiate terms. You can make a payment later on down the line and they can remove that late payment. There's a million ways to skin a cat, right? But late payments, guys, make sure you do not have late payments. The second thing to watch out for is once you start building your credit and you notice your score is going up and maybe you're getting a couple of lines of credit increased on your actual balances on your credit cards, is the rising debt to income ratio. When you start getting approved for all of these cards, you have an Amex card, then you get the Chase Sapphire card, then you get an Indigo card, right? And you're starting to get all these cards within a short time frame. That is a huge red flag, foul on the play, right? They're like, whoa, 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 hold on. Why is this person starting to apply for all these cards and accumulate this debt, even though you haven't spent any money, right? It's potential debt that you're just stockpiling up. Now, there is a strategic way to do this, but you don't want to pull out too much credit too fast, if that makes sense. I want you guys this year to focus on these three things. Removing any addictions that you have. This is gonna also accumulatively remove the brain fog, remove the doubt, remove the fear, and build the self-character and confidence that you need to execute on a daily basis. So obviously, the addictions are number one. Number two goes hand in hand with number one. Health is wealth, right? Well, financial fitness is number three, okay? We're gonna work on our credit. We're gonna work on building a strong, healthy financial profile. And in those three areas in life, guys, I promise you, it's inevitable for you to succeed. It's inevitable for you guys to elevate to different heights on your journey. And I just wanna share with you guys how many opportunities that credit could actually open up for you. Life insurance doesn't have to be the end all be all. Like, I used my credit when I got into the life insurance industry to not only help me scale with my lead purchases and investments and buy more states and just to be a better broker all around and invest in different things like Zapier and different websites and, you know, this and that, but I also was able to use that money to open up a Turo business And yeah, the business wasn't extremely profitable, but man, it was a great experience, especially coming from a place where I couldn't get approved for a Honda Civic if my life depended on it. You know what I mean? Just where I'm from, I didn't have any idea what credit was, what it could do. I literally pulled up to Mercedes one day and I was just like, hey man, I got like $1,000 to put down. If I have to put it down, let me know. Ran the credit after Credit did all the credit repair, and then boom, I get approved for a car. I went back 3 days later, got approved for a second car. No money down. I mean, it's incredible. Terms weren't that great, but that's all a part of building credit. And once you guys understand and have the knowledge of how to do it, there's a secret gem that lies beyond your ability to scale, your ability to acquire cash and capital to invest. Think about it like this. When you have $1 and you put that dollar into a machine to get 3 out, how many times would you do that? Now, the whole question is, do you have the $1 to put into the machine to get the $3 back out, right? It doesn't matter if that dollar is a paper or if it's a dollar from credit when you know that machine's gonna give it back to you before your statement date hits. And I hope you guys caught that, okay? So, one thing I didn't like about Credit, just a fair disclosure warning, is they were kind of like I don't know how to say it. They were like a puppeteer. Like they had the knowledge of like what to do, but they weren't the person doing it. So if you guys have any questions about credit, if you have no credit at all, or if you have bad credit, please hit me up. I do have a program. Again, the first person that I've helped out, we've literally increased their score by 30 points just in the first 30 days. And we have another 5 months of helping them out in credit. So don't be afraid to reach out, guys. This is all accredited stuff. It's software that is patented. It's AI patented, Metro 2 compliant, and it's probably the cheapest way to get a credit enhancement for you guys. And I'm here for you. I'm just trying to put together a bunch of resources to make you guys unstoppable in these 3 levels, okay? Addictions, gone. Health is wealth. We're gonna stay healthy. We're gonna work out. We're gonna watch our diet. It's all discipline. And then the financial discipline, guys, it's only up from here. 2024, let's get it. I adopted a formula. I adopted a formula.